Hey there, it's Brittany Chavers and I am back with Jesse James Beads. They have this new window box available at Walmart. I wanted to show you today, and we're going to make some fun and easy jewelry today using beads from the box and just a couple supplies from my stash. Let's see what's in this one. This one is Coral Queen, and it's really pretty light coral peachy colors. So let's see what's included in this box. Okay, it looks like we have a bunch of different types of beads, some tassels, and even a clasp in here. We've got metal beads, glass, acrylic, and some pearls. We're gonna get started. I think we'll make some earrings and a bracelet today using this kit. Just about everything you need in it to make quite a few pieces of jewelry. So I am gonna grab my clasp. Oh, there are a couple clasps in here. And put the clasps off to the side. All right, so I'm going to make 2 pairs of earrings and a bracelet. I'm going to start with the first pair of earrings. For these earrings, I will only need to add some 22 gauge wire and an ear wire from my stash. So for the first earring, grab this little tassel, one of the heart beads, and this rectangular metallic bead. I cut a length of 22 gauge wire, and I'm going to make a loop in that wire using my round nose pliers. This kit is awesome for making gifts or just having some fun, playing around, seeing what you can design. I'm only going to be making 2 pairs of earrings and a bracelet today, but we have tons of beads left over. And I'm going to slip on my tassel onto my loop before I close it. Now you can do a simple loop if you'd like, but I like the security of a wire wrapped loop. I'm just going to go around a couple times with that wire and snip it off with my nippers. And then I am going to put on my heart. This is a cute little acrylic heart. And create another loop above that heart. I'm going to do that exact same thing and do a wire wrapped loop. And snip off on the same side we snipped before. Okay, and then I'm going to take the rest of my wire and create another loop and connect a rectangle bead just like we did the heart. So I'm going to slip that on, click it in place, and wire wrap that closed. And then I will slip on my rectangle, slide it down, and close it off with a wire wrap loop at the top. And we have ourselves a really easy but fun and beautiful pair of earrings. And then we'll just open up our ear wire. And slip that on. And there we have a cute little dangle that's super flashy and is going to get some attention, but is also really quick. Love these. Perfect gift. All right, next I'm going to show you how to use a bracelet without wrapping it like a bracelet. Sometimes these can be a little harder for new jewelry makers to use, or even seasoned jewelry makers don't like wire wrapping bracelets, and that's okay. This time I'm going to take some 24 gauge wire, and I am just going to thread on my bracelet and bring it to the middle of my wire. You don't need a lot. I always use more wire than I need, but that's because I'm afraid that I'll run out. I'm just going to match up the ends and bring that bracelet right down to the middle. Now here's where we would typically wire wrap, but I'm not going to do that for this pair because we want it to be easy peasy. I am going to go ahead and slide on a bead cap from the kit. and slide that down over my bracelet. So in essence, we're making the wire wrap above the bracelet instead of around the bracelet, and it makes it a lot easier. Next, I'm going to take a rhinestone spacer, and then I'm going to take a pearl, slide that down, and a crystal, and we'll put all of those on both pieces of the wire. Slide everything down. Isn't that cute? And then we'll take our round nose pliers and do a wire wrapped loop like we did before with both pieces, just treating it like it's just one piece. And then instead of grabbing this loop with my flat nose pliers like I normally would, with two, I don't want them to be crushed. I'm just going to keep them on the loop and start wire wrapping. And I'm just going to do a few wraps around, make a little messy wrap, and then I'm going to make sure that my bracelet is facing the same way as my loop. So there we go. Wrap these around just a little bit more. And then I am just going to snip my wires and tuck those in. We'll open our earring, slide that on. Isn't that cute? These are great for gifts and they come together super quickly. All right, we'll move on to the bracelet. I'm going to use some bead stringing wire, and I'm using 19 strand bead stringing wire in gold. And I'm just going to come up with a quick pattern using some of the beads in the kit. And then we'll just get started, and then I'll show you how to finish it off with some really cute dangles. So I'm just going to string my beads. And I'm going to show you how to crimp this closed. Now I'm going to use a jump ring on one side of the bracelet so we can attach our charms later, but the other side I'm just going to crimp right onto my toggle. So I'll show you how to do that first. I'm going to take a crimp bead and place it on my wire, come through my toggle, and then back through that crimp. And then you'll take your crimping pliers, move that crimp close to the toggle, and then move it in your crimp bead into your crimping pliers in the largest part. And then you'll squish, making sure that your wires are not crossed. And then I'm going to turn 90 degrees, put it in the next notch in my pliers, and then squish again, move it up again, squish, and then one more time. And then I am just going to slide my beads down on my bracelet and put my tail just through a couple beads, doesn't need to go through all of them, and crimp and cut off that tail, making sure not to cut the main wire. Move everything down towards that clasp, and then I have a jump ring here. I'm just going to make sure that this is closed because it's open at the moment. And we just close that by slowly moving it back and forth towards itself and applying some pressure with our pliers. But we want to add on our clasp, so I'm going to open that back up, close it, and then we'll crimp onto it. Just like that. I'm going to take another crimp bead, place it on my wire. We'll do the exact same thing we did with the other side, but this time we're crimping onto a jump ring. You're more than welcome to use jump rings on both sides. And then I am going to move down a couple beads, and I use these beads for leverage. So I'm going to put my wire through just a couple of the beads. And then I'm going to pull on the tail and hold on to the clasp. And that's going to help me remove all that excess wire while moving down my beads. Now I am tightening this. I'm not going to tighten it straight line. I'm not going to tighten it in a straight line. We want it to be what I call loosey-goosey. And then I will just do a crimp, making sure kind of, if we can, to see that the loop is parallel to our pliers, and then squish, turn 90 degrees and squish again. And we'll do one more time. And then I'll just take my nippers, cut off that excess wire. And you can go from here and just have a beautiful bracelet using the window box, but I do want some charms hanging off. So I'm going to take this rose that was in the box, and I'm going to take this jump ring. I'm going to take this tassel. Now the tassel already has a jump ring on it, but I'm going to put on another one just to make it dangle a little bit better. So I'll open that up, place it on my tassel, and then place that on the jump ring that's on the bracelet. And then I have a head pin that I'm going to take my rose, and it has a little ball at the end, and I'm going to do a wire wrapped loop at the top like we did with our earrings. I'm just making this into a charm instead of just a bead. We'll hold that, and you can use your fingers, or you can use your pliers, or another pair of pliers I should say, and wire wrap that closed. And we've got a cute little charm we can put on our bracelet. So I'm going to take my pliers and scooch in that end. There we go. And then take my last jump ring and attach it to my bracelet. And what a cute little piece to go with our earrings. Isn't that adorable, having the little dangles? It's such a sparkly, fun piece. But I had fun. I had fun playing with this little window box. This one was Coral Queen by Jesse James Beads, and you can find them at Walmart. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.